If you're looking for a way to make your soloing more convincing, one of the best things you can do is borrow the phrasing of the melody of the tune you're playing as the rhythmic outline for your soloing. It's a really simple idea, but it's super effective. That's what we're going to talk about in this lesson. And if you're looking for more traditional tunes to play, more ideas about how to improvise and how to fix your right hand so you can play fingerstyle blues with a solid and dependable groove, check out my membership at the Fingerstyle 5. You can learn more about that at the link below. So here's the idea. If you have a tune like Key to the Highway, which is an 8-bar blues with some pretty characteristic blues phrasing, you can look at what the rhythm of the melody is and then start to create licks by filling in those rhythms with notes from the blues scale, the pentatonic scale, the major pentatonic scale. So if we start off like this, there's the melody. What's going on rhythmically? We have an opening phrase that plays over 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. There's the first phrase, and then we have the next phrase, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and then we have a longer phrase, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right, so just looking at that first line, just looking at that first lick, there's the melody, and 4 and 1. If we start with a pentatonic scale, just in one octave, or we add in the flat 5, or even if we add in the major third and the 6 from the major pentatonic scale, that's a lot to work with. And if we just make up a couple of rules, like we're going to play and 4 and 1, we're going to land on a chord tone, that's really enough. There's a phrase. There's another one. There's a third one. Right? We're just making up licks using that rhythmic outline. You can play it over a steady bass to practice it. Now you've got a way to just start coming up with things. It doesn't feel as noodly because you're using the specific rhythm that is a sturdy rhythm because it comes from a real blues melody and it comes from an actual vocal verbal phrase that is designed to land and to have some kind of rhythmic impact. And that's the whole idea. You could go through each phrase in the tune and apply the same idea to coming up with additional licks. You could start by playing the melody to the song and then pick certain phrases to start dropping in your own licks in place of the melody. You don't have to do the whole thing at once. This is just a way to start to get your imagination going and give you some tools for how to start coming up with your own licks and how to start making these few scales that we tend to use to play blues sound as interesting and musical as possible. I teach these kinds of improvisation tools all the time in my membership, the Fingerstyle 5, along with songs like Key to the Highway and the kind of right-hand coordination you need to get your thumb and fingers doing what you want them to do when you want them to do it, so you can play with more confidence and conviction and sound like you're really grooving when you play traditional blues. If that's something you'd like to learn more about, go to fretboardconfidential.com to find out more. If you enjoyed this lesson, you got a question or a comment, leave it for me down below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.